friends. Right now, we are coming to the point that we all knew we would eventually arrive at. If something has a beginning, it also has an end. So for our convention, we are now coming to the closing of this 146th convention of the Theosophical Society's international body. So the convention, yes, we come to a close. But the work that we are engaged in, the work of actually being present, the work of presence itself is something that is unending. Every year, we come together as a whole like this. In past years, we were able to do it physically. Since last year to this year, it has been something we have managed to do online, virtually, with all of the advantages of that platform as well as its disadvantages. The advantage being that as a global family, as a global society, we can come together. This project has been taken up with the idea to extend it as broadly as possible. So the many languages that we speak in this world, we have tried to represent. And it's been a great work for those who have been involved in that. So we come together like this every year. We listen, we share, we sit together, and ultimately we leave. Hopefully we leave with some sense of renewal or some sense of recommitment. And then we carry what we have gained back to our little corners of the world, back to that unique space of family, of friends, of community, through which we make our contribution to this greater world. It's the way these things work. Although as individuals, we are small. And often we can feel as though we are in some way powerless, like grains of sand on a beach of life, an infinite number of grains of no importance. This is a thought we cannot accept, mainly because it's a thought that is not correct. The statement has been made in another context that the arc of the moral universe is long, but it bends toward justice. It can equally be said that this long arc of this cycle of unfoldment within which we all participate bends toward freedom, bends toward awareness, bends toward solidarity, and ultimately it bends toward a realized unity. This beach of life is composed of an infinite number of grains, just like us. Wherever there is the activity of love, of understanding, of kindness, there is a living example that touches everything around it, everyone around it, and it sweetens and illuminates the whole. It's a big picture, it's a long road, but it's the only road for those whose eyes are open. So, in many ways, this is the challenge. First, to wake up with all of the demands and challenges and difficulties that awakening process involves. This is first. Probably even more important than awakening is that we don't go back to sleep. We are living in a time when there are great needs. Always there have been great needs. But because of the interconnected nature of our time and the growing levels of effects, immediate effects, that are felt globally, our influence and our possibilities are magnified. We have to recognize it. And we have to live according to that high vision. So the hope for this time together, as always, has been that in some way, something perhaps even slumbering within us will be rekindled. And that it will be something of value to us and that can be shared. The theme has been living in the now, the challenges of the inner life. This convention, this time together has been the result of the work of many, many people. I invite you to remain after this closing just to see the names, to see the faces of those many people, fellow members just like you, who have contributed to making this possible as a global event. There was a committee, a central sort of group that came together on a regular basis, beginning back in July, to plan for this and to put all of the many, many pieces into place that make this thing seem like a seamless kind of event. So in particular, I would like to make mention of Charlie Romero from the Philippines, who helped to bring together the Indo-Pacific aspect of this program. Krista Umbiarv from France, who was also Europe and Africa was her domain. Catalina Isaza-Cantor, who was the one who brought together the rather remarkable programs that were presented by the youth of the Theosophical Society. Barbara Hebert in the Americas, and myself, and of course, with this team, as with many teams, the team leader for this and the one who really deserves all of our thanks has been our International Secretary, Maria Artema. So remain after we close. Take a look at some of your fellow friends and members and get an idea of the scope of the work that has made this possible. I thank you all for participating. I do hope that it has done something to enliven what you've already had in your hearts and in your minds, and that it's something that you will magnify as this year goes forward. Wishing you all the best in this new year. And thank you once again.